Okay. What I'm going to demonstrate right now is not something that I'm asking you to demonstrate, not something that I want you to demonstrate at all. All right? There's not something for you guys to demonstrate. I'm doing this, demonstrating this for you guys right now in a professional setting for the sake of you being able to understand what we're talking about. Okay? So I'm again in an area that's safe. I'm in a setting that's safe and professional enough to be able to demonstrate this. So please don't go and try this yourselves. We're doing this right now so you can see what we're talking about. What we're going to look at right now is with our gun disarming and the actual portion of the technique that we come in and we grab onto that gun. If that gun is real, if it's loaded, if it's chambered, chances are more than likely that it will fire. That first round is going to go off. And what we want to see is what happens when that round goes off and I'm holding on to that gun, number one. And number two, what happens afterwards if the gun is still going to be capable of firing. I have here a Glock 19 semi-automatic pistol, compensated model. Right now it's loaded and it's chambered. There's a round in the chamber. I'm going to grab onto that gun and then my partner here is going to pull the trigger and we're going to see exactly step for step what happens during the process of when the gun is fired and in the cycle operation. If it's going to now, I'm going to grab onto the gun. The way that we grab it in our gun disarming techniques, but with a bit of variation. I'm not going to stand in front of the line of fire right now, obviously, because it's a loaded gun. So I'm grabbing it from the side, okay, as close to the trigger guard as I can. My partner's finger is in the trigger guard. I'm locking onto it, okay? This is the initial technique where we've come in. At this point in time, obviously, we take the weapon down to redirect the line of fire. And at this point here is where it will most likely fire. Okay, so we're going to see what happens. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, the gun fired. Now, before I let go, all right, pull the trigger. Okay, pull the trigger. The gun is not firing again. This was a compensated model, okay? I have no gas burns. I felt the impact, okay? There was a bit of emotion that I felt there, but it will be masked under all the adrenaline and the stress that's going to happen during this confrontation. It's not something that's going to impede my ability to continue here. All right? At this point here, the gun is not firing. There's a number of reasons for that. Number one, I held on to the weapon, concealing the ejection port, which means that the empty shell casing didn't get ejected. It's still in the chamber there. And what that's doing is it's blocking a new round from being able to get placed into the chamber. So the gun can't recycle a new round. Number two, I held on to the slide, preventing that blowback action. So the slide couldn't rack back to clear the ejection port, and it didn't bring itself back in a battery. Those are the three elements as to why this gun can't be fired now. Okay? In order for this gun to be able to fire, all right, what needs to be done now is he needs to rack it. You saw right there, that was an empty shell casing that was ejected. There's a new round that just got put into the chamber. The slide is back in battery, and the weapon is ready to fire. And there we have it.